We bought a mansion to flip, and for the last 6 months, we don't know what the heck we're doing, but we've been trying to fix it up. And today, I want to show you the progress that we've made. Coming through that front door right there, that's the same front door that was here when we bought it. I'm not going to touch it. It needs a little bit of paint, but other than that, check out this doorknob right here. I mean, it's beautiful. That thing should polish up really nicely. This foyer was an absolute pain to bust up because it had like chicken wire all through all the concrete that was holding the tile down. Now you can tell that we've got all this subfloor, which feels so much better. But this foyer is very nice and bright. We had to go through this place and replace every single window. And windows take a little bit of time to get in, so that was a fun waiting game. And then as they were getting installed, of course it's raining, and then, you know, all the stuff that goes with that. But like I said, this door stays. There's a couple other doors that we've had to replace on the exterior. And if you can't tell, there was a beautiful wood banister. I'll show it to you this way. We couldn't keep it, even though it was created, I don't know, I think the house was built in like 1969. And it had to have been from that era where they had to actually cut the banister around the curves so that they were individually pieced together. And this is it right here. It's awesome and it's beautiful. And I tried to keep it, but we weren't able to end up keeping it. So that's kind of a bummer. On a bright side, we're standing in an office that we haven't touched since we bought the place. It's got these incredible built-ins. We're gonna add some wallpaper and we're gonna do a lot of painting. But other than that, the room is honestly in wonderful condition. Maybe a new light fixture, but this hardwood right here, we're gonna just sand it and refinish it because honestly, it's in fantastic shape. It's not dinged up. It's no reason that we can't just sand it down and refinish it and have a really good, clean look. This direction that we're going right now is through a doorway that we actually widened. It was a lot narrower because this was a closet. As you can tell, it's no longer a closet. This is the entrance to the new master suite. When I bought this house 6 months ago, this was some sort of ballroom or second living space, and it was very elegant and beautiful, but we didn't want to quite get rid of it. But also knowing that it didn't really have a true master bedroom and bathroom in this house before then. So this is what we decided to turn into the master suite. And to pay homage to this house, we kept the ceilings. And we have this beautiful coffered ceiling. Not only did we keep it, but we matched it to what it was. And then we added all this really beautiful picture molding all around the room. To cap all that off, we split the room in half and then we made the master bathroom right through here. And there was this gorgeous marble fireplace that we're just gonna keep, yes, in the bathroom. That might be crazy, but it's gonna be awesome. These doors may be my favorite part of this house. You can't tell right now because obviously there's things on the ground that are blocking them, but when they go together, they're really beautiful and they're in amazing shape. Honestly, doorknobs are in pretty good shape too. We can just clean them off, we can reuse them, and I think it's just gonna be a testament to this house. When we were trying to create this master suite, it was almost impossible to keep these, but we did it because it would be a crime to not keep them. And then we replaced this door. Like I said, we replaced some of the exterior doors. This sliding door is massive, but it was worth it. When we bought this house, you look right now and you see all this beautiful white wall, and it's true. But when we bought it, this was all molded all the way up there across, and there was a ton of termite damage. So basically, all of this framing right here is brand new. And we had a mold remediation company come out. They took care of all the mold, and then they tested afterwards, not just here, but in the rest of the house, to make sure that the new homeowner can have a good, clean space. They can sleep soundly knowing their family doesn't have any of that mold, any of that junk in here. As we walk out from the dining room, now we enter the main living space where you got the living room back here. Like I said, we replaced both of those windows, big casement windows that let in a lot of light, and then we took down a wall right here. There used to be a wall right next to this fireplace, and it just kind of closed everything off. And everything was dark. Actually, there was wallpaper on the ceiling. It was brilliant. I'm gonna put a picture of that right here. But this is the kitchen that I'm standing in. We're gonna have cabinets, custom cabinets, pretty much all the way around with a nice island in the middle, a panel-ready refrigerator over here. Honestly, pretty killer appliances. These windows right here go perfectly with those windows. Everything is really symmetrical, which something in my brain just really likes. I don't know, what do you guys think? I think when things are just symmetrical, that there's just beauty to it. I know what you're thinking, where's the pantry gonna go? I didn't see one. Boom, right there. I know what else you're thinking, where's the dungeon gonna go? That's a great question, it's right there. This wing of the house is probably best used as some sort of flex space, either for an office or a playroom, man cave, I don't know, you can do whatever you want in this place. It comes with its own bathroom too, so I don't know, I have young kids, I think like if this was a playroom, this is gonna be a killer space for them. The upstairs is ready for paint, and that means that we're already done with all of the electrical and the plumbing and the HVAC trim out. Everything's been roughed in, and we've got the doors in, and it's pretty much all trimmed out as well. Like I said before, we got all new windows. You can see all the trim around the windows. It feels really good because paint, it's really just gonna tie the whole thing together. And we're going with like a white, kind of like an off-white, classic, but it's gonna look really nice. One of the major drawbacks of this upstairs when we bought it was that there was no joined bathroom. Like there was no place if you were gonna host guests for them to use the bathroom except for going into a bedroom, which is kind of awkward. So we put one in. We had to get a little bit creative. This honestly was just like some sort of office or like crafting. I don't know if someone was quilting or what at one point, but it was a great space for a bathroom. Even though you can tell the ceiling's a little bit slanted, it's not super big, but we used some really high-end design elements to elevate the space. And then it's also got this closet right across from it, so it can be, you know, storage for linens or anything else that your guests would need. As we come to the second tier, the second story, you can notice that we have a couple bedrooms right off the bat. This is just kind of a smaller bedroom. Honestly, that's the room that I would use for like an office. It faces the front of the house. It's got a decent view, but it's bigger than the old office. And then through here is another bedroom. Now this bedroom didn't really exist either. Well, it kind of did, and I'll put the pictures in there, but it had like this crazy green and pink floral carpet that in some ways was really neat, but in other ways, like you couldn't look away from it. It was kind of like that. And those built-ins were also in here, and I could not get rid of them. Through here, we have another living space. This living space just had a wall right here, but it wasn't really bearing anything, so we could just take it down, because look how much light it brought in. Not only that, but with the foyer right down here, all of this light just floods this open area, and it gives it just a lot of life. And lastly, it only has one living space, which is great and adequate. But by knocking this wall down, we were able to give another sitting area to the upstairs to host your guests or to read or just do whatever you want with your family, maybe game nights. And then it exits to the deck out back, which is fantastic. This is almost the same exact door that was right below in the dining room. This is where a lot of that water was coming in, creating that mold problem that we fixed. As we come out here, you can see it's just this really long patio and a little wobbly on the railing there. That needs to get corrected. This tub has to weigh 5,000 pounds. If you guys know how heavy these cast iron tubs are, can someone please let me know? Because I don't know how they got this out of here. And I don't know how they're going to get it off of this without throwing it off. Anyways, let's go see the last bedroom up here. Before we get to that bedroom, check out this little hideaway hole. Put it there for just, honestly, whatever you want. It can be storage. It was just space underneath the stairs that we could utilize better. I don't know, little hideaway hole, playing hide and seek. When you're fixing up a home, you can kind of do whatever you want. This was the old master suite. And don't get me wrong, it is sweet. It is big. It has some crown molding, which actually is really, really pleasant. but we made a better one that I showed you. And it does have this pretty spacious bathroom in here too, with this nice tile, nice bathtub. Everything is pretty much brand new. Like when I'm saying that we did everything, everything is pretty much brand new. Well, there you have it. That's a wrap on the 6-month update on this crazy mansion flip. Still not really sure what we got ourselves into. Apparently we're about 30 to 45 days from being completed. But anyways, if you guys like that, feel free to like, subscribe, leave a comment. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.